I'm just going to start. Like that. I started it.
Yeah.
No.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 27th episode of the Josh Knows Nothing podcast.
Woot woot.
Yeah, we made it to 27. With me, I have, as normal, Alex.
No, you don't.
I thought I did, but also Anna.
Yes, hello.
And Emily is here.
Hi. Okay.
Okay, and we're all here. It's been a while since we've, put out an episode. I kind of ended, or we had that last one where I'm going to ask Anna to marry me.
Yeah.
And
She said no, and Josh has been so heartbroken that he's been unable to.
I've been really rethinking my life, ever since she said no. And like she didn't say no per se. She said fuck no.
No, I didn't.
And then she
no, I
ran
didn't.
away. Yes, you did.
I did not say fuck no.
I will pull up the video. Don't make me pull up the video. Oh, she said fuck. Okay. Well, either way, she ran away from me when I asked her.
Okay, I didn't run. I strode away.
She galloped into the sunset with another.
I turned my back on him
Yeah.
and I walked away.
Yeah, to the point where I actually had to. Emily was recording, and I like slowly looked back at him. And I'm like, what do I do?
Like this music should have been playing in the background.
Oh yeah. No, I won't play it.
She looked at Josh right in the eyes and said, "Be gone, thought."
Yeah,
I should have.
Thought.
I thought he was. I 100% thought he was kidding.
Yeah. Well, she did finally say yes after I begged her and cried and.
Oh my
was like,
god,
please.
he's so dramatic.
Turn all the tears and snot.
Honestly, what made me realize he wasn't kidding is when he was like, "Our parents are waiting for us at Applebee's."
Oh yeah, I played all this out. I had our parents waiting at Applebee's, and then I had to be like, "No, your parents and my parents are at Applebee's right now."
I wish we had a camera there so that you could like cut the footage up to like them just like sitting there and just at the table, like, sitting
Just
quietly.
like waiting.
Yeah.
But the funny thing is my mom told you it was going to be a bad idea. She texted you
She's
and
like,
she
"Don't
was
do it.
like, I don't know.
Don't
You know how she feels about parking lots.
Yes, but I didn't do it under the like. I wasn't even thinking of it as a parking lot.
I know that. And I know that now, which is why I feel bad about it. But at the time, I was like, we're literally in the fucking parking lot right now.
Okay,
But
it was a it was a parking lot, but it was also a playground.
Yeah,
which is where we met
yeah.
and stalked other children.
Yeah.
There's no way to get out of that.
I think what it was is there was like no sort of indication at all, which is why I thought you were kidding. Like you just stopped and knelt down, and I was like, "No, fuck this!" Like you maybe should have like segued into it. Just
I did segue. I was like, "Now watch this drive." And then I
pretty
got down
much.
and-
Pretty much, that's what it was.
the great George W. Bush.
Maybe if you would have started with, do you remember like 8th grade? Like when so and so like busted his head open.
Hey, remember in 8th
something,
grade
you know what
where
I mean? Like,
I had a police officer almost break my leg and gave me a dead leg that haunted my dreams?
You're crippling PTSD.
on
Yeah.
this and like on the playground, you could have said, and then maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, I said yes.
Okay,
That's all
she
that
said
matters.
Well, we can release
No.
the one
Uh-uh.
video, right?
Mm-mm.
We're gonna release both.
No, we're not releasing any videos.
We'll have like the final the
I haven't
first
married
cut, and
you
then we
yet.
have the final cut, like the George Lucas remix.
I haven't
Yeah,
married you yet.
we could at least release the final cut, right?
Yeah, otherwise,
It
what was the
depends
point?
on what you guys are referring to as the final cut.
The
Is this the gazebo one?
yeah.
Yeah, you can release that one. That one's fine.
Okay.
yeah, well, both, but yeah.
No, the first one gets released, I'll leave you.
Okay, so I'll wait till the marriage.
I'll still leave you.
Damn it! Actually, you can't because as I've already mentioned, you were not. allowed
Oh
to leave.
yes. By saying yes, apparently I was locking myself into a life contract
A
where
soul bond.
Yeah, where if I left him, I owed him $1 million.
Yeah.
Which I don't think he realizes he'll never get that money anyway. So
So can I tell, from my point of view?
oh, please do, because you're
Okay.
cackling on the video
Okay.
the entire time. She's like,
She's laughing at my pain. She said, fuck you.
It's like,
Okay, so Josh told me where he wanted to do it. And so I went out there, and we didn't take into account that the timing of this, it was
gonna
dark.
get dark.
So I had to run back, and I was like, okay, it's dark now, but there is a spot still that you can do it. And so then I went back down. Mind you, this is behind a church and a parsonage.
We are in a Catholic school parking lot.
Yeah.
/ playground.
So when I went back, the gate door was closed, and I'm like, oh crap. They think I'm, sneaking around and stuff. So, but I was like, okay, it's fine. I'll go around the corner where I'm supposed to go. And I pull out, I had Josh's phone because his phone takes better pictures than mine. And I also had my phone, and I turned on both phones. And I'm like, oh my gosh, they're already watching me. They're going to think I have a freaking burner or something. And then,
dear Jesus, it's one of those drug dealers.
And then Anna calls, and I'm like, oh crap. But I was like, okay, no, we already talked about this. Josh has his watch. He can answer it from there.
No, he didn't.
But it kept ringing, and I'm like, oh no.
And the funny thing was, I was literally in my car going, this motherfucker doesn't answer the phone. So then I call Alex, and he's like, why have you summoned me? And I was like, because your goddamn brother won't answer the phone.
So that was
pretty hilarious. Ring, is what I hear in the background.
It didn't.
So
I didn't hear it.
I'm like, well, I'm here.
Yeah, what was that?
So yeah,
sound like that.
they come out.
It's more nasally.
I didn't even hear it go on.
Oh my god.
So they come out, and they're walking across the parking lot. Now, how did he get you to walk?
What?
How did you get her to walk to McDonald's
Hey, did you know
instead
about
of
this
drive?
No.
He told me.
Oh.
He told me that you guys kicked him out because you were fighting.
You mother.
Okay, technically I didn't say that they kicked me out.
Well,
I said they were fighting.
They're fighting, which is implied that you kicked him out so you guys could fight in the sanctity of your own house.
Oh my Lanta.
Yeah. Now, the only reason I said that was because one, that's happened before. Two, she offered to drive us.
Yeah, I was going
to
to drive
McDonald's.
because I just
So
got my new car, so I was all kinds of excited
That
about
would have ruined our plan of me walking over there.
Emily would have just seen us drive off
So
and like, what the fuck?
I had to come up with something on the spot. And I'm like, that would be like, well, we don't want to drive there because this could take a while. So if we just get there really quick and come back, and then now we're just
smart.
So, you know.
It was smart, and I didn't question it at all.
She did.
Which I apologize. But
So I hear them coming, and then, it was as soon as they hit this one spot under the lights that he got down on one knee. And that was, okay, this was the most hilarious proposal I've ever seen in my life. But it's the best thing ever.
it's okay, basically.
What do you mean hilarious?
Because you were so confused, and you're looking back at me around the corner like, what do I do? I'm like, what do I do?
Your pain and
Should
suffering.
I continue recording? What am I?
Your pain and suffering is amusing. Can't you see this?
I guess so.
I was like, no, this is no. Like, this is not happening. Like, you're kidding, whatever. And he's like, it's not a fucking ring pop.
So she speed walks away out of view into the darkness behind the
still thinking we're going to McDonald's. Because, like, I'm still not processing the fact that I swear to God, please don't.
Oh, it's happening.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, it is the best thing,
Please
though.
don't.
I don't know why you don't like this.
It's so cute, though. You're gonna laugh about it later.
Oh yeah, I'll laugh about it later when my parents are like, "Why are you just repeatedly saying the F word over and over again?" Which, thanks for telling your mom about that, by the way, Emily. I get a Facebook message like, "Oh, I'm so happy for you. I heard your favorite word starts with an F."
Did she really?
She did. I have it right here.
Wow.
It's so savage too. It's like, okay.
Where is it?
She doesn't get offended by that, though.
Where is it? Well, it sure seemed like it.
I mean, if
Emily
I were
told me
to
about
say
the proposal. ... Ha ha. And then in a separate message, I hear your favorite word begins with an F.
Yeah,
And I said,
foxy.
yeah, it was a mess. I feel so bad. It's not my favorite word, but I guess when my brain shut down, that's what it reverted to. And she said, ha! Exclamation point. Best wishes. What the hell?
I don't think this is gonna.
I think, she thought it was funny. She didn't.
Everybody keeps telling me it's funny, and I still feel bad about it, but I'm
It was a
really
little
glad that
sad,
it's not
yeah.
loading right
Dare
now.
you defile sacred grounds with this
That's,
hideous demon language.
that's more the thing. Is
Yeah.
like I'm literally in my Catholic church parking lot, just
All
like
right, I guess the video ain't gonna work. Well,
repeatedly screeching the F word.
Got Jesus looking through the stained glass windows, crossing his arms. Like,
Pretty much. Oh,
was supposed to be
is fate on my favor? And
yeah. I mean, it's still downloading, but
Well,
We'll get to
okay.
it.
So after, like 5 minutes of Josh being like, no, it's okay. Calm down. There was a person who drove by.
This bitch drives by and
Congratulations.
she screams congratulations out the window, and Josh is like, thanks,
okay.
baby.
Here's another thing, though. Okay, when we like scoped out the place, it was daylight. Okay, but of course, by the time you got there, it was like
5:30
dark,
and it's dark.
and it like was super creepy. So it's just like it wasn't romantic at all at that point. It's like, oh hey, remember this? You don't even see it as a playground anymore. It's just a parking lot.
dark.
She's like,
Parking lot.
I told you not to do this. It's a parking lot, Josh.
Yeah, the whole video is just us like yelling at each
Arguing
other.
about whether or not it's a parking lot or
It's
not.
not a park. And then I ended up going to where the actual, playground equipment was.
And he was like doing this to like keep me from like walking away. He was
Holding
like, no.
your wrist.
Yeah.
And then was like, okay, this isn't gonna fit you, but you can have it if you want.
This is in my notes. In my notes, I have like what I wanted, or like what we were going to talk about in the beginning, and one of the bullet points is she said yes, my dudes. Well, technically no, then yes. So
Incredible.
Oh my gosh.
there you go. So she said yes, and now we are betrothed. No, that's later.
Yeah, no, that's right.
Betrothed. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Not
Well,
used to
not
this.
technically. I think you can get betrothed when you're like at birth, and then you get engaged, and then you get married. Right? Isn't that how it works?
I don't know.
Or it could be is betrothed basically just the old-fashioned word of engaged?
I think
I
so.
thought that's what I thought.
No,
What the fuck
betrothed.
do I know?
Before you go on to the first topic, can I announce the mug winner?
I already have
He's
that
got
lined
it.
up.
He's
I'm
prepared.
Oh wow!
I planned
Okay,
this
guys,
out.
he came prepared today. This is a
apparently all
miracle.
he had-
However, we actually skipped the first bullet point, which was how was your guys this week, or I guess month, since we haven't.
Yeah, it's been a
recorded
while.
Pain.
Pain. Oh,
Misery.
God damn it, Alex.
No, it-
Suffering.
Oh my gosh.
it. Holiday spirit, right there.
Terror of the innocents.
Okay, well, Emily, give us the true story. How has your guys' month been?
I think it's definitely been busy.
It has been busy, yeah. I'll agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christmas always brings out people's true colors. I feel like
Seems ominous.
by what I mean by that
I think
is like,
everybody's stressed.
no, I mean like when I'm driving,
Oh, yeah. People are.
I have more near-death
nuts.
experiences
Yeah.
during Christmas
yeah,
time.
People
than
are
I do.
insane.
Do you guys like to shop right before Christmas for Christmas or like early so you don't have to run into the crowds?
Okay.
before Christmas, but like not because if I get it too soon,
Yeah.
then I can't hold it in for very long. And I'm like, hey, look what I got you.
Yeah.
Like I can't. So I have to get it like shortly before. I won't really necessarily, I don't really do Black Friday, but I'll do
No.
Cyber Monday, which I mainly did with.
Yeah.
Cyber
We
Monday,
did a
I
lot
think, is
Cyber
better
Monday.
than Black Friday, to be honest.
Yeah.
What was your favorite gift that you got, Emily, besides the dish towels?
My favorite gift. I don't know. I had
They like that weighted blanket.
I have been using the weighted blanket. It's been pretty awesome. How's
Nice.
yours?
I like it.
Yeah. I didn't realize how heavy it would be on like when it's on top of you. I mean, it makes sense, but it seems heavier then.
Feels so good.
Yeah. I don't know. That's all. No, I do know.
I really
one.
that's not how that sounded.
Don't say baby Jesus.
So,
Baby Jesus.
baby Jesus. There is one gift that my mom has been doing, and it's really been a blessing to us.
Ah, yes.
What is it?
So if you guys need ideas for gifts or anything.
Take note.
So for the past couple years, she's been giving us this box that has 12 gift cards in it, one for each month. And she wrapped all of them individually, so that way for each month we open one and we can have a dinner somewhere.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
So that's been really awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It was the first one, like, I guess it's a local restaurant.
Yeah, a Japanese steakhouse.
Ooh.
Spare
Guys,
no expense.
guys, you know down the road they're putting in where Shenanigans used to be, they're putting in a Mexican restaurant.
Yes, I heard that. Did you know they're also putting in a bakery?
No, where?
In front of the doggy spa. But the doggy spa is going to
No
still
shit.
be there, just in the back.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
All of our viewers in Kansas are like,
Okay,
the fuck are you
this is
talking about?
big stuff for our city
yeah.
listeners. This is big
We're not even
stuff.
a city, we're a village.
We're a
I'm like a pit stop
Tribal
really on our way
hut.
to like anywhere else.
Really like 4 others.
A sad shell of what we once used to be.
Yeah. Pretty much.
What was your favorite gift, Alex?
Tread carefully, Alex.
I don't
No.
know.
I don't know what
I'm
you
kidding.
mean. Just look behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, for God's
Yeah.
sake.
Josh got me this beautiful, beautiful PC case.
Oh, Josh got it for you. Okay.
And it's so good.
We technically
And-
got it.
okay.
Yeah.
all
Technically,
right, okay,
Anna
it was a
is the one who
joint-
bought
okay.
it.
All right. Oh, really? Oh, okay. Well, fuck you.
I use
then.
my Amazon account.
Well, I didn't have the money at the time,
Oh, okay.
so
Well, thank you. It's awesome. It's beautiful.
Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah.
It's got 3 beautiful RGB fans.
God, he's
In
so
the front?
obsessed with RGB.
It's got this big old tempered glass tinted panel, so I can see all.
tell
of my
the people what they really
components.
want to know. How hard do you get when you're looking at it?
Oh my gosh. Don't answer.
Percentage of blood flow to your penis? How much?
There are no words on God's green earth
Why
that
did
can
you go
describe how
Italian with it?
spectacularly
Weird.
erect I am.
Yeah.
Oh, get off!
Alex,
Thank you. He
just
did
went
go
full-
Italian. I wasn't the one who said it.
I did because you guys keep posting shit about it.
Hold on, I got a video for the Alex.
Yeah, Alex, I don't know if you've ever seen this video or not.
This video is what I imagine that like.
Is that a fever?
Oh no!
Oh, we got.
Right, this is another podcast on YMH or Your Mom's House with Tom Segura and Christina
Pajitsky.
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 I like their
Pajitsky.
setup.
Oh yeah, this is that's the setup I want. Like
That's
something
nice.
like low key.
Dog mask is terrifying.
It's awesome though. Anyway, this video is what I imagine that like you are now, like in the middle of the night. You're sitting at your desk.
Excited.
Okay.
So you know how to do me, yeah. I'm gonna come now. I'm coming.
This is on YouTube.
Baby, get off.
What on earth? Joshua!
There you go.
Let me think what's worse.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god.
Get off!
Nah,
I love that.
I was shown this video where he was like, "This is gonna be us." He
Oh.
just plays it, and I went,
I think
The,
so.
the blinking eye meme.
"What?"
No, not him. Like the way that they
Exactly what I
like
just-
me showing her stuff like this, and then or basically it already is like this. I'll play something like this, for instance, just now,
Yeah,
and then Emily is just taken aback.
we're just like,
Why? Because it's a good like human study.
Oh, all right.
okay,
You know,
sure.
in case you ever want
We're
to
gonna
know.
have to
In
start
case you ever
finding our
wanna-
own.
Oh,
and just make
get
them be like,
off!
"What?"
I love that.
Yeah.
Emily and I are gonna start contributing our own versions of like just what the fuck videos that you guys find.
What?
Like you guys find these videos and we're just like, what in the hell
It's
am I watching?
man humor.
Yeah, so we're gonna find woman humor
Wow. Maybe humor shit.
Okay,
No,
so
no. Okay, listen, that's not even humor. That's just crass.
okay, so how is this just man humor? It's a poorly lit. He's got like this fucking searchlight on him.
Okay, you know
can
what it
see
is?
the
It's
sweat
not
all of
gleaming
those
off.
man
words.
humor. It's yeah. This dude literally, he looks like a KKK member.
Nah,
He looks more like mafia.
He just looks like a lonely
like
truck
a
driver.
redneck
Like,
mafia.
he looks very
Maybe.
lonely, is what I imagine.
I
He's
don't know.
literally
He look how
jerking off.
sweaty he is.
He's recording himself jerking off and posting it on
Oh,
YouTube.
my Lanta.
It's so wrong.
He is-
It's more just like those videos that you go, what?
He's a
Why?
truck driver. Okay, he spends long days out in the road.
Alex,
He
why are you
comes back
creating
to
a
his-
backstory
He
for
comes
this man?
back to his trailer, in Tennessee, and he's just, he's lonely.
And
all right?
exclaims loudly in what, Japanese?
Oh my gosh. Josh!
I love it.
Oh.
God. So that's
Okay.
enough of that.
So, Anna, what was your favorite Christmas gift?
Alex, you didn't tell me if I was wrong or not. Does that pretty much sum up how
Yeah,
you felt?
that sums it up.
There you go. So I wasn't wrong. I'm in the right here.
Are you?
I think so.
God.
Slowly starting to feel like I'm not, but
I don't know. I got a lot of really good stuff this year. I'd say probably my favorite's my engagement ring. How about that?
What about that bottle of zesty Italian dressing?
Fuck you. I get a gift from Alex and Emily, and it's like one half of it is like, oh, bath bombs and a candle and lotion. I'm like, oh, that's nice. On the fucking other half, there's a bottle of zesty Italian dressing.
You should have put the zesty Italian in the package.
Oh,
with,
my Lanta.
with the bath bomb stuff, so you wouldn't have seen it right away.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have noticed on our social media, but like a lot lately.
Emily's
it's
straight up been roasting.
Emily's just like roasting me. It's like there was
Yeah,
like the
hold on.
Twix,
So
the
you
Twix
draw-
Italian.
So
like
you're
mozzarella
fine
stick.
with blatant racism toward
It
Italians.
is not racism.
But then
Oh, isn't it?
so you're fine with racism, but a guy jerking off, enjoying himself, you draw the line there.
He's got a point.
I'm not going to respond.
Okay, you can't. There are certain things that you can't go up to a certain group of people and say, "Oh, I bet you like chicken." That would be racist, right? So if you went to an Italian
Okay, that's a whole
person
different
and
thing.
said, "Oh, I bet you like mozzarella sticks,"
Yeah, I
That-
bet you like mozzarella sticks a
how
lot,
is that
Fredo.
different?
What?
Fredo.
Hey, if you want to make jokes about my heritage,
Yes.
that is perfectly fine.
Okay.
I am German. I'm
Should we
Polish.
talk about the grave sites?
Primarily Polish. Going on that.
I'm
Polish.
primarily Polish,
I'm
yes.
Polish too,
Um,
and Austrian, and Irish.
Inbred, I think.
I feel like we're like distantly related somehow.
No, that's
Like
horrifying.
way down the line because you have like all the same stuff that I have. It's weird.
We're a Hungarian too.
I got
we.
mountain yokel.
See what I'm saying?
you know
That's
where you're
just
from?
weird.
In Hungary?
I'm an Amazonian.
God.
Habura.
I don't know. I'd have to look.
I
we're
always
from
noticed
Habura,
I could
Hungary.
climb trees very
My
well.
mom did this ancestry thing.
We did that a little bit too.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
more you know.
Josh, what was your favorite
favorite gift?
Christmas?
It's that
My
naked
favorite
cowboy
gift?
calendar.
Yeah,
isn't
I
it?
got a cowboy calendar, which was great.
Yard.
I'd say if I had to go in order, it'd be cowboy poster, well, a bunch of buff naked cowboys,
Wow.
and then Anna saying "fuck you" and then yes to my proposal.
Wow. Okay. I'm
And then-
behind the naked
And then
cowboy
the
calendar.
candy that was called fingers.
Oh God, yes, I forgot
Was
about
it-
that. Did you
See,
eat those yet?
so
Did you try it? Yeah.
I'm gonna say I haven't tried it yet.
Dude,
but I
they're
gotta say
literally
this.
just
I
those little
think
breadsticks covered in chocolate. They're
Alex
delicious.
is a god at present
He is.
present making because
He really is.
all
He really
the
is.
stuff that he got, you probably spent what, maybe $15,
Yeah, something like
right?
that.
But it was so like impactful
so
stuff
perfect.
that is like to open it around like our family who is so innocent
Has
and
no
didn't-
idea what's going on.
They're like, oh, fingers. That's weird. And as soon as I saw, I was like, fingers.
He did, and like, of course, Oliver starts laughing.
Yeah, Oliver laughs.
because
My
Oliver
dad-
thinks it's the funniest thing when he's like fingers, and then he'll try and say it, and he's like pencils. And
Yeah,
he's
cigar.
but like Oliver's laughing so hard he can't say it, and I'm like, oh my god, one day he's gonna understand what this is, and like.
Well,
is
my
bad
dad
parenting.
started laughing and my
Yeah.
mom, and they didn't realize like what.
They just thought it was funny
they were-
because
what I
like
was
Alex is kind of quirky, and so he gets people weird shit. But
Yeah.
like what they don't understand is that Alex's weird shit that he gets people is like
Yeah.
the most Inception like inside jokes.
Yeah.
Fingers down. Stiff cocks.
Okay.
Like that one would have been like a dead giveaway.
Yeah, if you would have just whipped out a dildo, like
I heard that there was a holiday edition of that video.
What video?
Fingers.
there was.
Was there really?
I heard
my
that there's a
gosh.
holiday
We might have to
edition.
find it.
Okay, hold up. Now. Hold up.
Hold
So you
that
would say it was
phone.
like objects I've shoved up my arse Christmas?
oh, that was
Yeah,
loud.
maybe. I haven't looked it up personally, but I saw what looked like a thumbnail.
What looked like a thumbnail?
Eye object.
Eye objects. Oh, yeah, there it is.
Christmas
edition.
Christmas edition. Let's go.
Oh my god.
Jokes that I've shoved up my arse.
Jesus.
Christmas edition.
The audio quality.
There's
Wrapping paper. Candy cane handle. Ornaments. Little baby Jesus.
No.
oh god.
No.
Careless. Rudolph.
The feedback on his microphone.
Cogs.
There it is.
Christmas tree stand.
Oh.
Toilet paper.
What?
Wife.
Why?
No.
Little green men. Tangerines. Hot chocolate. White coat jackets.
What?
Pork. Long snowman carrots.
What?
Wait.
Ew.
I know.
Mariah Carey. Mistletoe. Africa.
Oh god.
Mentos.
What?
Small glass jar. Yeah.
Are these just all Christmas words? Christmas
them.
related words?
You cancel before iDub starts.
You know what's
That
What's
it's so good. I don't even know what to talk about after that. I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Done.
Call it a day. Let's go.
We're already almost a half an hour in. We haven't gotten to any of our topics yet.
Hey, the Christmas and New Year's edition can be longer, right?
Yeah.
the special edition.
Yeah, this is like the holiday edition.
Also, because we haven't recorded for a while.
Fucking a month.
Blame me for this.
We're gonna blame you for it.
We're
Yeah.
sorry.
Also, this idiot on Friday, like when he proposed, it was like, oh, also I can't hang out with you all weekend because I have National Guard. I was like, what?
I thought about that. I was like,
this is
oh,
poor timing.
Okay, well, I didn't want the mail to get to your house
Dude,
beforehand.
that stuff literally came in the mail like 4 days ago.
Yeah, well, they told me that it was going to be very quick. So
And I
didn't
never
wanna-
checked the mail. Like my mom's always the one who checks the mail.
Fingers.
And then she's like, Josh got more mail.
Small glass jar.
Africa.
Yeah, you had some weird ones in this one.
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
I think that Africa was that song, like,
The rain. That song?
no, the benefit one that they did for Christmas. There won't be snow in Africa. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
Maybe. I mean, explain
Like
the
way back in the
tangerine.
day?
There were a ton of artists that did
Air.
it.
yeah.
Air.
Yeah. I don't know why air was in there.
Yeah, it was so weird. Air. I guess you got a
Antlers.
colonoscopy.
All right, let's move on because we got other things
Yeah,
to get
we
to
got
here.
a winner.
Travis Steiner, you son of a bitch. You did it again. You're the winner of the mug, as you've already been notified on Facebook, but I figured I'd
Yeah.
just give the shout out. They said it couldn't be done, but here he is, winning something else.
We're just giving him free stuff at this
Essentially,
point.
yeah. He's
Just,
Yeah,
basically to
100%.
furnish his whole house. Like, you want an official Josh Knows Nothing couch?
yeah.
Do those exist?
Official Josh Knows Nothing barcode for the back of your neck.
The world.
So congratulations to him.
Yes.
Everyone applaud. Yay!
Woo!
Okay. That's it. Another thing I want to get to before we get into this is 30 episodes. We're almost there, and that's going to be the end of our first season. So we've got 2 more after this guy gets released.
3 more.
3 more. And then, really? 27, 28? Yeah, you're right. God,
He
I'm such
can't
an
do
idiot.
math today. I had to try and explain this to him earlier.
So 3 more after this, and then we're going to take a month off.
Mm-hmm.
And when we come back, we may be coming at you with some new ways to view and listen.
Mm-hmm.
All these things that I have brought up since like episode 2 that never got done. I'm trying to work in there, and so we can have like some streaming and actual videos up on YouTube of our show, so you can actually see what the fuck we're talking about.
And what we look like.
I need more hype and enthusiasm when you're saying that. This is exciting.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right, there went the ear rape number 1. Look at that.
Yeah, you see it? Just the back of it.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. The Josh Knows Nothing podcast with video.
I'm telling you, whenever we do ads, it has to be Alex who does them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't see it. Yeah, because
I
I
also
want to
feel like in the middle of our wedding, Alex is going to be like, "We interrupt these nuptials."
Does anyone have anything to say about
God.
this? And he just stands up. Small glass jar.
Actually, I can we have a merch table at your wedding?
No.
No.
Let's deck it out in Josh Knows Nothing everything.
No.
Yes.
No.
Please.
No. 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 No.
Okay.
It's perfect.
We should probably vlog it though, right?
Yeah. Could you guys put GoPros on your heads?
No. If you want to do a little video during the reception, you can, but that's it. That's as far as I'll go.
All right.
Hey, we didn't talk about what are our plans for New Year's Eve? What are your guys' plans?
I think we're all getting drunk at your
I
parents'
think
house.
so. I think we might try to record again.
Yeah?
For some exclusive
little one?
content or
Like another drunk one?
because we do have a
That went
Patreon
over
now.
so well.
Is it actually up and like running?
Yeah.
Give us money.
I guess we could do that. I'm thinking probably not. This will just be a real one.
Mm-hmm.
And then during the course of this month, when I do a bunch of tests and stuff, I'll put all that we can put all that on the Patreon.
Okay.
All the first takes of videos and all that fun stuff. Also, shout out to anyone who's interested in being an intern.
Oh, God, no.
We need someone to be our hidden voice.
We need a sound jockey.
A sound jockey. Well, again, I'm trying to get some cameras up
And a
in here
video
too, so that you'd be in charge of cameras. And so if you have any like experience in that, field, or you'd like to at least
Or
try
you
it out.
want to have experience.
Yeah. I mean,
It will not
especially if you
count
live
for
nearby.
college credit, but
No. And it is definitely unpaid. So just
Yeah,
If
we're
you just
looking
wanna
for
hang
somebody
out-
with 10 years of experience.
a bachelor's degree in
I'm
fine
looking for
arts.
someone who has a good paying job that they're gonna have to quit. But yeah, if you or anyone you know want to hop in on this,
You were a loved one.
yeah,
Has been diagnosed with mesothelioma.
Yeah, no, let's just figure that out to play us out.
What does that mean? I don't know.
What does it mean? All right, first video.
What's on the docket?
My
going
mother's hamster.
Oh, no.
It has died.
Oh.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
This episode
Hold on,
is
we're not supposed to be
dedicated
laughing. He died.
This episode
Okay, I wrote
is
it-
dedicated in memoriam.
to Buckeye the hamster
Yes, the sweet, innocent little boy.
that bit the hell out of her the other day.
That it was a bite of love.
No,
And
she
a
said
bite
he
of
latched on and he would knock him off.
Buckeye, the little shit. I mean, what a champ that guy was.
What a champ.
Wherever you are, I don't care whether you're in a car, whether you're at home. I want you to pour one out for our homie. I want you to just dump it out right on the carpet. Just do it.
And that, yeah,
Oh, God.
I'm sure he's in heaven.
Maybe.
He's lashed right onto Jesus' left hand.
Yeah, just, by the grace of God, he's up there and just chilling like a villain up there, you know?
Yeah, you know.
Okay, that's it. The hamster we've never once mentioned before has died.
Okay, what do we got? What's
First
going on
thing,
today?
God, I don't even feel like talking about this now. Guy tries to eat 50 hot dogs at once. Blah blah blah. He kind of just stands. All right,
Wait, what are you doing?
he's speeding up a little. He's cooking up some hot dogs.
Okay, keep in mind he's not actually cooking anything. He's miming all of this.
He is.
He's standing outside in a field.
What looks like a football practice field
Yeah, something
or a
like that.
soccer field or
I think
something.
it's soccer. I think it's
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a soccer net. It's
Yeah,
just
he's
like
at a soccer field.
He's trying to eat 50 hot dogs at once. So right now he's imaginary.
Cooking 50 hot dogs.
Exactly. So
Here's some ketchup and mustard and relish and onions.
Does he know how hot dogs are made?
No.
Boy! I want you to eat 50 hot dogs at once!
Jesus.
50!
okay, so
Oh,
what's happening now?
that's a screenshot right there.
This guy is both. He is both yelling at himself,
And
he's playing two characters right now,
Yeah.
which is
It's
impressive.
is it
I'm kind of
impressive?
scared.
It's Oscar worthy, I
do,
think.
do people talk to him like that? Is that where he picked this up?
I'm guessing.
Like, do people yell at him like that? I feel kind of bad.
Yeah, I imagine one time at the dinner table, eat your.
yeah. Was it like literally? I want you to eat 50 hot dogs at once, and he's just
Hot
like,
dogs at once! Eat them all right now! Eat 50 hot dogs at once! Here's the guy go.
There he goes.
Oh God.
He's eating some hot dogs.
Oh my God.
Nice audio. Oh, he's getting.
Okay, pause it. You know what's even more shocking to me is that he actually made captions for this. These are not auto-generated captions.
Oh, yeah,
it
he
says
made them,
Frankie
yeah.
eating hot dogs, and then it says still eating. Like, this is what?
Yeah, here we go.
What is happening?
Oh, see, now he's in pain.
Is upset. That's so bad! 20 more hot dogs!
the dramatic pauses.
The pausing is a lot. And now he's in pain.
It's quite the sound.
Oh,
Oh, he died.
and he's dead.
You know what it kind of.
All right, that's all we need to
Wait,
see
can
from
you
that.
back up a little bit? Can you back up a little bit to
Where?
the final,
Right here?
the final hot dogs
No,
he's
go
eating.
back. Right
Yeah, right in there.
Why?
Oh, okay, no, farther.
What? What are we looking for?
Velociraptor from Jurassic Park.
Yes!
Oh, my God. You nailed it.
A weird, like, barking sound.
yeah.
Yeah. It's so odd.
Oh my God.
All right, well, we got that out of the way.
Wow.
That was
That's-
the weird one.
Why? How does it have 1.5 million views?
I know. Let's do
How's that?
bacon.
Wait, Frankie McDonald. Anybody want to bet he's related to Grant McDonald?
Now, let's not put all of our eggs in that basket. All right. So now our
Okay.
next segment is
Are we gonna?
isn't actually this. It's Star
Star
Wars.
Wars.
All right. Episode 9.
Have you guys seen it?
Yeah, they saw it.
Oh,
right?
thank Jesus.
Yes.
Yes, we don't have to wait forever.
God.
Honestly, I think it was my favorite Star Wars movie.
Ever?
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah. I don't know what movie you watched, Josh.
That belongs
But
on the unpopular
it
opinions
was-
Reddit.
I
Fantastic.
Okay, first of all, I liked the movie. Don't get me wrong. It definitely wasn't the best for me, but it was definitely way better than episodes.
Yeah.
It was way better than 8, and then 7 was only good because it was
It was the first one.
basically the New Hope.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, I think they gave JJ like, oh yeah, here's this pile of fuck, like fix it.
Well, he said he actually collaborated with
Ryan Johnson.
with Ryan Johnson.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. There were a lot of issues, and I feel like he tried to rectify a lot of those, and he was trying to cram in like all this stuff to try to rectify it while also, building his own.
Okay, before we actually get into this, if you have not seen it, spoilers are following.
Yes,
I'm actually
warning.
going to talk about this. I do not like. I think Kylo Ren got the short end of the stick.
Okay, I hated Kylo Ren.
I love Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren sucked so bad.
I love Ben
in
Kenobi.
7 and
Yes.
8.
Well, not Ben Kenobi.
Kenobi.
Ben Solo. Yes.
I hated him in 7 and 8.
Yeah.
But this one, he finally was redeemed. Like he actually
That's
was.
what I'm saying. I wish he would have redeemed in 8.
Yeah, he
like-
came off as super whiny. It was the same thing with like Anakin. Like that was a big like.
Why,
Oh, that's Darth
Alex?
Vader, but he's all like.
Why?
"Ooh."
Alex, how does this have anything to do with what we're talking
That
about?
cat is Kylo Ren.
This cat is Kylo
Yeah,
Ren?
it's Adam Driver. Look at his face.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it is Adam Driver. Okay, anyway.
Wait, the most famous honking Oriental short hair cat.
Honks?
It's Teddy the honking cat. Yeah.
Okay, now I need to listen to it.
Wait, I think he actually does make like a honk sound. See, these are mostly meows. I think.
This is okay.
You have to wait until he
What is
gets.
happening?
Yeah, we're in a weird part right now.
Yeah.
So back to Star Wars.
Okay.
We're back.
Yeah, I wish he would have been redeemed in episode 8 and then like actually like, oh, I don't know, fucking lived. Like why couldn't a Skywalker actually be the Skywalker that rises?
Right?
Like why did we have to create
She
a new
should have
line of
died.
Skywalker?
Yeah,
she should have died.
She should have died, and Kylo would have been saved by her. I think
Yeah.
what is a better arc.
No,
for
I do
both.
too. I agree.
I like both of them, but I'm also like a romantic, and they,
Oh,
So-
don't get me wrong.
so I was
I
like,
would have loved them
oh,
to just
come
like live
on.
and be happy, but whatever.
yeah.
I know why
Star
they
Wars.
did it though. So they had a Palpatine turn a Skywalker to the dark side, and then they had a Palpatine turn a Skywalker to the light side. I think that was kind of what they were doing. Their cross. They're like, all right, we did it
Exactly,
this way,
but why
now let's-
can't then the Palpatine die? Nobody likes a Palpatine.
we get hated just 'cause he's
Wow.
Palpatine? Wow. okay.
No, but it's like I feel like that would have just like you were calling it the rise of Skywalker.
This whole
Why can't it just be the actual
this whole
Skywalker?
movie franchise, the whole 3 trilogies,
Mm-hmm.
are based around the Skywalkers, and then to have them all, they're all dead now.
Yeah,
Except, I mean, she calls herself Skywalker at the end, but she's not.
she's
Yeah,
a
I guess
Palpatine.
I mean,
But also, I think that gets into, are your stepkids really your kids? Kind of thing.
No, because she knows who she is. It's not like she was adopted
Yeah.
by the Skywalkers.
Yeah,
But she kind of
she's
was.
Yeah. Well, I can't say like I'm a Trump. Now I'm a Trump, and it's
Yeah.
like, it doesn't work that way.
But I mean,
Blood wise, she is
Leia-
not.
Yeah, I know.
Leia
you
was
can-
her mentor and
but
kind
it's
of
not
took the
about-
role of her mom. And
Emotionally, she
Luke
could be a Skywalker, but she is
did-
not
But
blood
to
wise.
call the movie Rise of Skywalker simply because
yeah, it was kind of
you
misleading.
know what I mean? It was very
But I think they played on the fact that we all thought, or at least a lot of people thought, that Rey was Luke's daughter. So they wanted to
she couldn't have been.
psych
Yeah.
you out.
Luke
Think
like
about
like
think about Kylo's shitty switch to the light side. It was like, oh yeah, she is dead, but what she stood for, that's still around, and you could still fight for that. So it's not a matter of like, oh, it's the Palpatine lived and the Skywalker died. It's what they fight for. That's
Yeah,
what's really important.
okay, well
Another problem with that is in episode 8, he goes to kill his mom, and like in that whole Starfighter scene, and while he doesn't necessarily end up doing it, he doesn't like stop anyone from doing it, and it still happens. She dies, or so as far as he knows, she dies.
Was
And
that before he killed his father or after?
It's after.
that happened in the first one.
After?
So
In
he'd already
episode
killed Han.
He kills Han in the end
And
of episode 7.
he was about to kill her, but then some other guy came in and did it. Basically telling us that he wasn't going to do it, but
Well,
he didn't switch to the good side.
That's what I'm saying. Like I wish that would have almost been his redeeming moment. You know what I mean? And that started his journey to the light side. But like, it was just nah.
I'm wondering if maybe when Rey healed Kylo, some of her light went into him.
Well, I would say that's probably some of their logic behind that.
Yeah, it's a
because it healed
transference
his
of life.
scar too.
Yeah.
If you noticed, his scar was gone as well.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
I also watched it twice, but
Fact. Yeah, I think that how episode 8 was such a dumpster fire in terms of story.
it made it really hard.
Because again, I still stand by the fact that episode 8 was good if it wasn't a part of the Skywalker stuff. If it was like its own like
a
a
Star
Star
Wars
Wars
story.
story, and it was like a ship being chased by the Empire, that would be dope. I'd be fine with that. But then they had to force all this Skywalker stuff, like
Into
trilogy worth, into this movie, and it just didn't work. It didn't land like they wanted it to. And all the stuff that they set up in Force Awakens was completely wiped away. Like Captain Phasma, like a dope ass like stormtrooper dies.
Well,
We
and
don't have any backdrop on her whatsoever. She's dead.
Well,
It's like, okay,
and
yeah,
even
that's lame.
then,
Snoke killed. We don't know
Yeah.
anything about him. Granted, we learned that he was a clone in this one, but it's still like, it's kind of unsatisfying to me. It's like, oh,
Well, I
okay.
think they leave a lot of details open too because of things like the Mandalorian. Like they want to create more.
Yeah, but also this was supposed to wrap up all the Skywalker stuff, like and just not talk about the Skywalkers anymore. And I feel like all it did is like it seems like they set it up for then Rey to be in more movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there could easily be an episode 10.
Oh yeah.
It might not be a Skywalker. It might not be a trilogy again, but I mean, I'm actually more interested in it now. In it being now that all that Skywalker shit is done, I'm more interested in seeing like Rey be a
Jedi Master
Jedi,
or
like
Yeah.
Jedi.
I care more about her as a character now after this, for sure.
I do, yeah.
yeah, because
I personally would have rather her died, but like, I mean, her being alive doesn't bother me per se.
Right.
I just hate that Ben died. He was the
Yeah,
last
that
Solo
bothered me.
and Skywalker both dead.
I think it was cool that we got to see the two of them use like new force powers that we've never seen before.
Oh, that was awesome.
yeah, I mean that was kind of cool, but at the same time, like
They actually
he's-
built it up because in The Mandalorian, Baby Yoda tries to heal.
Yeah.
he tries to heal Mando multiple times.
Well, yeah, he does end up
in the
healing
first
Mando.
couple episodes, but like he picks him up and like puts him back in
Yeah.
his little pod. But
So there's precedent, and some of the lore that isn't in the movies but is considered canon. They actually do some of this stuff, but they don't. We don't ever see it. So when we see it, it's like, what the? When have they been doing that?
yeah,
Like,
and
but they have been doing it
They've
for a
started
while.
like pulling in stuff from like the Clone Wars,
Oh, yeah.
like TV series and stuff, and it's like
Making a canon.
it's. But it makes it hard for like fans who don't like to watch like the animated series, but now they're like, well, now I gotta fucking watch Clone Wars.
yeah, watch this.
So
One of my big issues with this movie though, is the logistics of the entire fucking fleet of Star Destroyers on this planet. Okay, you would need manufacturers for all of the components of these ships. And
Oh,
like,
God, Alex.
like they can
Maybe
pretend
they're
that
there.
nobody knew about it. Like,
well,
They're
it's a
Sith
lot. It's a
people.
lot to.
I don't think anyone
know.
really wanted to go over that way because they knew they were
couldn't
there.
even get
Because
there.
it was
They didn't
Uncharted,
even know
sure.
how to get
but
there.
you're telling me the Empire had the ability to make all of these ships
No, the
with
Sith did,
with planet destroying capabilities. I mean,
and they ain't never used it before.
well,
Yeah.
it's not even that. But they're just sitting there on this planet, so they have to have all of the soldiers. I mean, they lost
That's fair.
the war to the rebellion basically and reformed into the new order or whatever. And then but meanwhile they've had all of these resources, like this incredible amount of resources, building this massive fleet of Star Destroyers, and like nobody knew about it.
Well, apparently nobody knew Palpatine was alive either.
And
so
nobody knew how to get to that plan. I think I know what you're saying. Like, how did they get the stuff to build all this?
Yeah,
and like, how did they get all the soldiers and all that kind of shit?
I don't.
Well, wait, didn't Palpatine, didn't he just make them all rise from like the ground or something?
No, they were built and like
And somehow
staffed
underground.
and shit. Like
Yeah, I mean they were
they were soldiers.
Yeah, they were new or first order soldiers on all of these ships.
Well,
Well,
yeah.
that makes sense because he already at that point Kylo's already agreed
That's true.
because those were supposed to be Kylo's ships.
That's true.
Kylo was
Kylo
supposed
agreed.
to be taking over. Rey was supposed to be killed. Or he was supposed to kill Rey and making him pretty much the leader of the
Yeah.
Sith.
Right. But I mean,
But so
All the components.
the people, that makes sense. But those ships were already built.
let's say,
so
hi, I'm Blicknar Flilbar, and I own a company that produces fucking panels for droids to open, you know, like the little interactive things. And what's this? The First Order placed an order for like 10, 100 billion thousand of them. Like, I'm not going to get concerned about where they're going to be putting these things. Like, nobody figured this out, that they were building this massive fleet.
yeah. Or,
I mean,
that's
also
assuming-
That's a good point.
Palpatine has like fucking clones and shit in the basement of this weird
that's
ass
assuming we don't
temple.
know.
Like,
Yeah.
The space is huge. There's all kinds of things.
Let's
I
wait
still
until
find
they
it. I'm
release
still
the
with you
floor
there. I
plans,
don't really
okay?
understand how they
Yeah.
did that, but at the same time, maybe it's just we it's off
we just
screen
don't know
stuff.
enough.
We don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe there's another planet where he gets it. Maybe some of those are like old Empire ships, and all they
could
did is
be.
add some
Just retrofit.
fucking cannons on there.
I mean, they all looked kind of new, but yeah.
Yeah.
Can we talk
Paint will do a
about?
lot, Alex.
Can we talk about Babu Freak?
Let me guess, voiced by Moaning Myrtle?
I don't know, but
No, it is.
It
is it really?
Yeah, I looked.
Really?
Yeah.
I loved
Which is
I loved
disturbing.
him.
So I saw
to go.
I saw a tweet that was something like Disney should do a buddy cop movie with Baby Yoda and Babu Freak.
Yes.
And then followed up by "Do it, you cowards."
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So we also heard there's a lot of backlash about Rose. What's that about?
Okay, well, didn't everybody think she was annoying as hell in episode 8? Wasn't
I-
that the whole
No.
thing? Or some
Didn't-
people thought she
I
was
didn't like her
annoying.
because she's one of those
Clingy?
like she's like one of those characters that was like too forced.
Oh.
There were parts of her that it's not like I absolutely hated her like some people did, but her whole like storyline was kind of weak to me compared to like what was going on currently in the story. Again, if it was Rose that had nothing to do with the Skywalker story, it'd make a little bit more sense. But the force to shoehorn this character in there, build up all this like friction between her and Finn, and it turned into nothing.
Yeah, it literally got
I was
turned
like,
into
what?
nothing. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. A lot of people are upset too. I think because she's Asian.
That's what I'm
and-
saying. Like that's part of the annoying thing is like
You-
I mean, and this is not to offend anyone, but like we are literally to the point where we're adding characters that are minorities for the sake of them being minorities.
And to me,
you know what I
think-
mean?
I think that's worse to
Yeah.
have like to just like, oh, here's an Asian character. Like that's worse than actually building a story around.
I don't think race had anything to do with how Rose was treated in this one. I mean, they
I don't
don't
think
either.
so
No,
either.
People are
No.
making
Lando.
it seem
Yeah,
like
people
that.
are making it seem
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, and
trucked
it's
out Lando for Christ's sake. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
they, a bunch of stuff they don't need to do. Mm-hmm. If you wanted to have a story about a gay Star Wars character that goes on this whole big adventure or whatever, I don't care. You could do that.
Do you?
But
Got
don't
that RGB
force it into
lightsaber.
a story that's already existing and then making it way more bloated and complicated than it already is.
Yeah.
Like I don't need to see it. There was a part at the end of the Rise of Skywalker. There were two girls that end up kissing.
Yeah.
I don't care about that part. Doesn't bother me at all.
No.
Like, and I know some people
You
might
do
have
you.
been.
Yeah.
Some people are upset with that, but that makes more sense because they're celebrating. Blah blah blah. That doesn't seem forced to me. But
Yeah.
throwing a character in there that's like that, it's just it takes away from the story.
Yeah.
And now we're like, I don't care about this. I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah.
So it's just how, especially with older people too, that like watch this stuff and like, for instance, having a lead female character in something that's primarily been, dudes is like such a big problem for some people for some reason. And for the most part, I agree with some of it because sometimes it's just, oh, we need to get a female in there to make it right,
like-
I guess. But
Yeah.
to me, I would rather them have a story based on, again, same way with an Asian character, have Rogue One. Rogue One is my favorite Star Wars movie, and she was the lead
good,
character is a girl.
Yeah.
And it was based around the fact that we already knew that, and I like that was a perfect story. I thought
It was the Halo Reach of Star Wars. 'Cause you know everybody's gonna die.
exactly. So, but I thought that was my favorite one in terms of story.
That one was good.
Perfect,
yeah.
right amount of callbacks. The robot was funny.
It led into like an important part of like the original trilogy.
Yeah, when you watch, so we watched all the Star Wars movies in like chronological order. So when you watch Rogue One and then you go right into New Hope and like the opening crawl scene of the words and everything, it literally explains everything that just happened in Rogue One, and it's so cool that they built a movie off of that.
Yeah.
So that's why that's my favorite. But yeah, I don't know. This one wasn't bad by any means. Like it had some issues there and there, but overall, I mean, I think that the episode 8 made so many people like.
It was like the Jar Jar Binks
of
Star Wars
of all the
movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for them to announce another trilogy, and then we'll be looking back at this like we do the prequels. Like, remember the good old days? Hello
That's
there.
exactly how it is. Because I
Hello
remember
there.
the prequels got a lot of hate,
Oh yeah.
but now they're like
They
considered
aged
like
relatively well.
yeah.
the
Well, it
most
makes
part.
more sense in the grand. And that's what I was hoping with this one, was that it was going to make the Last Jedi and the Force Awakens make sense, because and they didn't. I mean, having like some of it makes sense. You know, like why is she so powerful? Who is she?
Oh.
We know she's not a Kenobi. We know that she's not a Skywalker. So then, who is she? Is she just she's strong because she's a female? That's what made everyone so upset.
Right.
But it's like, no, she's a Palpatine, and Palpatine's obviously very strong with the Force and everything. So that makes sense to me. I can
Yeah.
that and I'm fine with that being
And
in
then-
the episode 9, making us wait for it. But
And then, I mean, the whole thing with like, okay, literally since minute 1, we've been trying to figure out who her freaking parents are. And they literally just gloss right over it. They're like, oh, yeah, your parents, basically, Palpatine killed his own kids because he wanted you. Bye. Like, I feel like at some point in like episode 8, there should have been like a, you know, like, oh, I remember your parents, or she meets somebody who knew her parents and they got killed or something. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then have it kind of lead into something.
Well-
but it was just like, we're like, okay, that's it?
that's what these movies are.
Are you kidding me?
These movies were rushed, like
They were so
horribly.
I
If they had
think-
taken more time to flesh out the story and make it one cohesive thing,
Like if we
that
would
would
have
have made a
known,
lot more sense than they just kind of off the cuff. Like,
I
"Oh,
feel like
this
it was
one,
like
this
they
one, this
didn't
one."
know what the end game was going to be. You know what I mean?
JJ
like when
says that he kind of knew what he wanted it to be, but I feel like there was some sort of miscommunication between
him and Ryan
because episode 8 kind of
just fell apart.
yeah.
I think there was some rushing, but I think the way that they're doing it is kind of good though, because it leaves a lot of doors open for spin-offs and, you know, new movies. And because I do think they should have explained the parents more. I'm interested to see what that was all about. Like how the heck did they get away
figure
from
that out?
Yeah. And but I think it would be interesting to see like a little side thing about them too. Get more depth with it, because
Yeah, 'cause, like-
being the Palpatine's kid would be extremely weird. And
Right?
Yeah, I
like
hope
how do
that,
you grow up
now-
that way?
Now that they have these trilogies out of the way, that they're going to be able to
Explore these different.
focus on more things like the Mandalorian.
See, this
where
is
we'll
my
be able
next
get
thing I
more
want to talk
into-
about. Mando versus these Star Wars movies, like these trilogies of movies, and I personally think Mandalorian is way better in terms of
I have to agree.
I agree.
story and like exploration and
The Mandalorian's freaking awesome.
I'll tell you why I agree, because I think more and more people are starting to respect TV and like serial kind of shows as like a legitimate form of like storytelling and not just like movies or trilogies.
Well, I think it's because of the bigger budgets. You know, it's not.
Right.
It doesn't look cheesy. It's not all this.
And so we're having more of these like limited series. You know, like
Yeah.
when they did Chernobyl, like they easily could have just done a movie on Chernobyl, but
Oh, for sure.
but
They
instead,
have, and they've been awful.
exactly. But it's like by doing it in kind of a episodic format, you're able to drag it out a little bit longer. But yeah, I feel like
Well, you can flesh out characters a lot easier over a course
exactly. And if you know it's limited, you do 2 seasons and it's like, okay, it's over, it's done. We knew what the end game was here, so it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's just I think it's better, especially with stuff like Star Wars, that there is so much that goes into it.
The problem with these movies is that I feel like they tried to, which is something that was a little bit different from, like the prequels. They didn't try to force too much. Like, oh, you remember New Hope and all those? Like, here's some things that might remind you. There were a few things like Jabba the Hutt showing up, things like that, but that made sense to the story because that's where Anakin came from. I get that.
Yeah.
But these new ones, they just tried so hard to force like this stuff, and it didn't land all the time.
Right.
Same with The Mandalorian. There were a few moments where it's kind of like, okay, I get it. Like this is all in Star Wars stuff.
Yeah.
But that was only like the first episode.
And I feel
And
like
after
some
that,
of
they really
was,
tried to make it their own and like.
Yeah, I feel like some of that was for people too who might not be like super huge Star Wars fans. You know, just trying to establish some backstory for people. Like maybe that's their first experience with Star Wars.
Yeah, I'd say the best part about these new movies is that we learned that the Ewoks were not completely obliterated when the Death Star got blown up.
I was like,
That's always been like, okay. I mean, the Death Star is the size of a small moon, right? And it gets blown up above this planet. Like, would that not wipe out all the Ewoks that just helped them win?
all the fucking dust and debris. They all have cancer and shit.
That's what they kept saying. They get cancer from the reactors from the Death Star. And but they saved it with time there was like another moon
So
that it landed on.
a bunch of planets were destroyed in Episode 8. Was Coruscant one of them? It was? Oh, okay. Fuck.
Yeah.
Because I remember in like the scenes of celebration, I'm like, are we going to see Coruscant?
No, that was Episode 7. They destroyed it.
Was it 7?
yeah, that was 7.
Oh,
Whenever they fired, the first one they fired was
Coruscant.
Rest in
because that's where the Senate is, right?
Yeah.
That's-
Yeah.
Which, for the record,
I abolished the Senate.
I never really, because I never watched them all like in a row, pretty much. So when I was watching New Hope, like there was so much talk about like the Senate and Palpatine and all that, and like you don't realize at the time when you watch those movies that all that's gibberish. Like none of that makes sense because we don't know anything about the Senate or how that works or anything. But now that we know Palpatine took control of the Senate, it's pretty dope. That's why I think the prequels are.
Yeah, the prequels held up well in the fact that they really
They stuck to the story.
they
It made
did.
sense.
Yeah, and they were like, okay, they knew what they needed to flesh out, and they did that. Like they didn't add all this extra kind of stuff in there. I mean, there were some things that I wish would have been explained in the new ones, like when you watch Solo and like freaking Darth Maul shows up,
Oh yeah.
and you're like, where the fuck he at?
That's a perfect example of what they can do with a side story.
Yeah, but then a lot of people hated Solo, so they don't even want to like touch anything associated with it.
Well, it's Darth Maul. He's not just associated with that.
I know
He's
that, but,
associated
like-
with some
And we already know he's still alive again from the Clone Wars, which, for the record, the Mandalorian is now directly influenced from those TV shows.
And they're getting ready to do another series, like
Another Clone
season.
Wars, yeah. That dark
Season
saber,
7?
that the one that the guy had, like I learned a lot about it. Like after I was like, "What the fuck is that? That looks so familiar." But that was the same one that was in the Clone Wars, and it was actually made for a Mandalorian who turned into a Jedi, and he had
I want that story.
Yeah, and he had
I want that
his
movie.
saber was the dark saber. So that's why we're seeing him. And in the story, in the Clone Wars, it's a Mandalorian who has the saber, obviously. In the Mandalorian, we hear about this great purge of the Mandalorians.
Yeah.
That's why that guy has the saber, because he killed the
he
dude
kills all
that
of
has it.
Wow.
So
I'd like to
now
see.
like I need that. Like
Yeah.
that's what I want.
I'd
there you
like
go.
to see Netflix redo the Clone Wars and with real people instead of animated.
That'd be dope.
That'd be freaking awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
For Disney
they did a
Plus,
really good job with the animation.
They
I
did.
think like it wasn't like when you first think, it's a kids thing, but
No, yeah.
it's so like
But to actually
well
see it
done.
with, you know, like in the real world type thing,
oh yeah.
it makes it just really awesome.
So cool. I will say my favorite part of episode 9 is when Rey's like dying. And she hears the voices of all the Jedi.
Yeah, that was
And like
cool.
you're picking out, you're like, there's Samuel L. Jackson, there's
I was
Liam
like, hell yeah.
Neeson, there's
Mace
Ewan
Windu.
McGregor. Yeah, and you're like, woo!
Yeah.
Like it was like such
Surprise,
like a cool
motherfucker.
moment. Like, and they're all talking, and you hear Yoda and kind of everything. It was
That
You
just
was
actually hear
awesome.
again
Luke
more
and-
people from Clone Wars. Ahsoka,
Right.
or how do you say her name?
Yeah, Ahsoka.
Ahsoka's
I
on
was
it.
reading up on her, and that would be another fucking great story.
Yeah.
that would be
Like,
good.
Yeah, because she is alive during this time.
Apparently,
In fact,
yeah.
there are more Jedi alive than what makes the movies appear there to be.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
just in
Because
hiding, really.
that video game, the Star Wars one that just came out, the Jedi in it,
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order, that is canon, and that dude is alive in. I haven't beat the game. I don't know if he's still alive at the end of it. They're making a second one, so I'm assuming he is.
Yeah.
But that dude is alive after the. That's actually Mandalorian timeline. That dude
You
is
know,
alive.
Wow.
I almost wish that like the second movie, like episode 8 would have been called Rise of Skywalker. And like had Ben like redeem himself and then the
Yeah.
last one be like The Last Jedi. Maybe. I don't know.
That-
or like
yeah,
Rise
that
of the
kinda
maybe
makes
Rise of
sense.
the Jedi or something, because now they're coming back.
Yeah.
You know, they
Yeah.
can come out of
They
hiding because
teased it
Palpatine's
in-
officially dead.
The Last Jedi with that little kid at the very end who like moves the stick with his hand.
Yeah.
Just a Revenge of the Jedi, just to counter Revenge of the Sith.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's a. Overall, I thought it was good. I think that Last Jedi had a lot more. Like oh god.
Yeah,
What's it?
I was definitely more skeptical.
Yeah. I noticed like when we watched Endgame, and like in Endgame, everyone it was a standing ovation when that shit was
People
over.
were crying,
They were
clapping,
laughing,
we're laughing.
When we at the end of this movie, we saw it twice now, and each time, nothing.
People just
Really?
kind of
Yeah.
sit there.
We had an applause
clapping.
at
Really?
ours.
We got
We-
clapping.
I mean, we
we-
saw it night of at 2 a.m., right? And then we
Well,
saw
it's
it.
2 a.m. Nobody wants to
We
clap
saw it
at
the
2
next
a.m.
day. No, we saw it the next day, like a
We saw it the
Saturday.
next day too, and nobody really clapped. There
it
were
takes
people
one
who
guy
liked
to
it.
start.
They were like, "Wow, I really like that part." Like you heard him talking, but it wasn't like Avengers
like
at all.
Endgame.
Like
You know what?
the
Yeah,
way
it's because of the people on Twitter. They're all like, how white it is to clap in a movie theater. So like nobody wants to be that guy who starts to clap.
the
you
white
know?
guy.
The white guy. That's true.
So, yeah.
Also, have you guys watched Mandalorian? Like the last episode?
Not the last one.
We didn't see the last one.
Oh,
We have one to watch.
Yeah, we have one.
Oh crap!
what? Why'd you let me talk then?
We've gotta watch that.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
need
get
to
to watch
that.
Jason Sudeikis.
It's good. So. Anyway, let's move on because we're.
Hey, can you pause it?
Can I pause it?
The recording.
Why?
Just pause it.
Oh,
I don't like pausing it because then we have to go. I have to start act as if I'm starting it over.
That's
We'll
fine.
be
Why?
right back after
Just-
these
just
commercial
pause it.
breaks.
Hey, look, everybody! It's professional snowboarder Devin Walsh. What you doing, Devin?
Well, I'm just putting on a pair of new DC Judge snowboard boots with the BOA lacing system.
And is it true that the BOA lacing system is only one of DC's 3 unique boot lacing systems?
Yes, it is, Billy. BOA, rapid lace, and traditional.
3 systems? That's 200% more lacing systems than the other guys.
Hey guys.
Wow! It's professional snowboarder Ika Backstrom. Performance, technology.
And let's not forget comfort and fit.
With DC snowboard boots, you could say goodbye to bloody fingers, agonizing discomfort, and violent fits of rage. Devin, where can I find out more about these amazing DC snowboard boots?
Well, Billy, simply go to dcshoes.com.
Well, what are you waiting for? Visit dcshoes.com today and enjoy the ride more.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Welcome back to your scheduled programming.
That was weird. So we successfully paused it and returned back from commercial break.
We are not sponsored.
We
by...
are not sponsored by any
By
way.
the boa lace system.
Legitimately, we just like YouTube like weird commercials, and then we're like, oh wait a second,
And we
we need the OG Billy Mays, and we found this
from 2008.
Yeah, DC. Oh, DC in 2008. That was the fucking shit.
Everybody wanted it. Yeah.
I don't know necessarily when that stopped, like being a big thing, but I feel like it
Probably after like Fantasy Factory was.
Oh,
done.
I'm sure.
It's it's what we're known for. Obscure memes from 2008.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Well, our next topics. So obviously, when I asked her to marry me, when I asked Anna, it didn't go quite how I expected it. But let me tell you that it could have been hella worse. All right, I'm just thankful that this is not what happened. This is a failed marriage proposal. So let me know what you think about this.
So we got a guy with a guitar out. He's in a mall.
Yeah. He's in a mall and he's got a bunch of two guitarists.
This is bold.
Hi. Hello. Sorry to stop your shopping and your evening. Hello. I just have a very special message for a very...
Hey, hold on. Let's look at the... Okay, so he's in a mall, okay? He's got like a small little band going on here. We've got a lady just mopping the floor directly behind him.
Like all this again.
The whole family with all the kids and just stopped and everybody's looking now because he's literally trying to get their attention.
Oh yeah, he's literally begging, like, please.
I don't know if you've been noticing her body posture. Like she's been backing away slowly.
Yeah, she doesn't really want to be there. It seems like.
Well, let me tell you,
this
takes this explodes into fantastic content. So just here we go.
Ooh.
Very special girl. This is where we met 3 months ago.
Aww.
Hold up, 3 months ago?
This is where we first saw each other. This is where I fell in love.
Hold on, that's right. 3 months ago they started dating.
Look at her. She's like, oh no. Oh no. Look at her.
And you're my absolute John. And you had me that day at hello. When you said hello to me. I mean, after I said hello. Anyway, you're my John. You're my sweetie pie. You're my cutie pie. You're my absolute John. And...
There's just a kid's train going through.
Oh my god.
Did I say not so sweet on it?
It did. Now, there's two cool parts about this little train that just in the middle of it almost ran him over.
Yeah.
Yeah, they drove it specifically.
Drove
to that.
And he had just called her like a sweetie
Your
pie.
sweetie pie.
And the train, it literally says not so sweet on it.
Oh my. Vishnu is up there like, no, I gotta stop this.
Stop this. I'll save you.
You're my sweetie pie, you're my cutie pie, you're my shono, you're my everything. And I know you find this cheesy, but I want everyone to know you make me really happy. And I have a little poem for you, and I'd like everyone to hear this. When you smile, the whole world stops and stares for a while. And my heart ceases to beat. And there's nothing else that I seek except you. And I just have one question for you.
All right, just. All right.
Oh no.
So he's
Okay, I feel bad.
giving a sweet poem to her, and he gets down on one knee.
Wait, the world
As
stops
he's
and
trying-
stares for a while. Isn't
That's a
that
song.
Yeah,
lyric?
that's definitely
That's a song.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's not a poem really. It's more of
No,
a
it's
song.
a song.
But as he's trying to get down on one knee, she's actively trying to stop him from doing this. She's like, no.
Okay, hold up. Look at the lady behind them in the purple sari. She 100% knows
like-
what's going on right
like,
now.
yeah.
She's like, oh
She's like,
no.
oh, that ain't good.
Oh no.
I need to. You truly make me the happiest person on earth.
Oh my god!
What?
Okay.
What?
Hold up.
What?
She took the guitar.
No. She took a what did the
Like
fuck
a
is that? A
ukulele type
and
thing?
she conked him on the head with it.
And just walked away. She was not happy.
He went full fetal position for a second.
What?
He dropped to the microphone and just crumpled.
I need to.
Look at her. She turns
You
around
truly make me the happiest person on
and
earth.
whack.
Oh my gosh!
Look at the guy who she takes the
The music just stopped.
Look at him.
It went with like.
Ukulele guy. He had no emotion.
No, look at the ukulele guy.
The music just stops too.
He just is
Be
standing
the
there.
happiest person on earth.
I don't know what he thought was happening when she took it from him.
I love that he leaves
Oh
his
my
hands.
gosh!
What?
They're all looking at him like, what just happened?
Oh no.
I really thought it was sweet.
Oh my god.
That's terrible.
Oh my god.
Okay.
At
in
least that did
hindsight,
not happen to
They've
me.
known
I
each other
can't-
for 3 months. He said, "This is where we met. This is where I fell in love with you."
You're my sweetie pie.
You
my
felt
sweetie
you
pie.
fell in
All
love
the pies.
3 months ago when she first said hi to you. I feel like that's what happened there. That's rough.
Back in the
He
store.
hired those guys. You know, that whole little band come out.
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
he spent money on this. He
Yeah.
got the ring. He got the.
Oh.
Yeah, he gets conked in the fucking head.
Yeah, he almost gets hit by a train. He gets like he put his life on the line.
This was just like it was she's mopping behind him. Like
Oh,
she
yeah.
just knew I'm gonna have to clean up your tears of sadness later. So
That's a solid bonk. I wonder if it did damage to that ukulele.
Oh my
the ukulele was
gosh.
completely fine.
She like
Nothing
slammed
That
it to
was
the
a
ground
solid
too.
donk. Like you could hear that.
Funk.
I love because the microphone hits the ground, you can hear that feedback, and it just adds. I mean, it's
Oh.
beautiful.
I should not be laughing at all because it's sad, but like
I'm
also,
laughing only because like that wasn't me.
Also, he made me leave the room while he found these videos. I wasn't allowed to watch them.
Wow.
Okay, some of these are stupid and clearly fake, but some of these are good. This one's
It's a
good
whole
here.
14-minute video compilation.
Yeah, it's a compilation.
good Lord.
I tried to find good ones. Some of these are stupid.
Oh, she's proposing to him?
All right, so backdrop.
The
Oh,
crowd,
no.
the sound of the crowd.
The
they're
crowd.
very not happy that she's proposing.
Yeah, and then they're on like a soccer field. Like this is like an actual soccer game going on. You got like cameras and everything. So let's see what happens.
Oh, I've seen this one. I've seen this one. Doesn't he just book it? He just runs away.
He's just running. He's full on
Yes!
stepping.
He just runs away.
Homeboy just ran away. Oh my
What?
god,
I forgot about that one.
Wow.
this one was stupid.
Oh no.
This one was stupid. What? Which one was this?
I don't know. You watched it.
So they're
Oh,
in a
no.
This one
mall.
was weird.
Weird. That's what we do.
There's a guy with a violin. He has flowers.
They're in a food court in the mall.
She does not look happy.
Okay, hold on. What's worse, a food court or a fucking parking lot?
Parking lot.
What?
How?
I don't know. I like
Because
Chinese
now
food
you're
at
not
the mall.
only. I mean, at least we did it like
Chinese
at an empty parking lot, even though it was actually the playground that I was.
An
doing it
empty
for.
parking
think
lot
about-
at night in
Yeah,
the dark.
What
Yeah.
would you have done if there were a ton of people there? Like, what would you have done differently in your reaction?
I don't even know. I know I wouldn't have like walked away. I wouldn't have said like "fuck you" because there's like people. But I literally thought we were alone. I'm telling you, 100%. I thought you were kidding. Like I legitimately thought this was like a Jim and Pam situation, like where you know what he
Yeah.
sits down to tie his shoe, and
I
she's like,
know.
"No!" Like, yeah, I thought
Yeah.
that's what this was. It was not.
I know
was
you would have
mistaken.
just Spartan kicked him in the chest.
Oh,
Oh,
Captain America kicked me.
no. What is it with these people proposing in malls, though? What's happening here?
Oh my god. That is brutal.
The
Which
third question, Jessica. This
Wait, you have to go back.
Hold
what,
up.
What
What?
happened?
What was that
Yeah,
one?
what was that last one?
Hold on. Where is it here?
We got the guy just foaming up. So, yo, that was brutal, dude.
That was brutal, dude.
That's not this
that's
one.
not it.
It's that one. That one. Right there. Well, that already looks like it ended bad, too.
It did.
You
All
actually
of
had to
them
hit play, too.
Okay, so they're in a mall. He gets down on one knee.
He thinks she's in shock in a good way.
Make me the happiest, most busy man in the world. And please, will you marry me?
I'm guessing this is their family on the right.
She just walked away.
And he's just standing there.
And there's all these people.
What?
Oh, he's all dressed up and. Oh.
The third
She didn't
question,
even say
Jessica,
anything.
this one's
Billy
for
Mays
you.
here.
Let's get the question up there. David wants to know, will you marry me, Jessica? That's a big question.
They're in the middle of this baseball field.
She's leaving. She's
This
100%
is a big
leaving.
question.
She looks really
She looks excited.
unsure.
Excited.
Jessica,
That's one way to put
everybody wants to know. Yes or no?
David, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry.
The fucking guy. He starts laughing.
Oh my god, that's gotta be like nervous laugh. He's like, oh.
Yeah, like a what?
Yeah.
First of all, you even have to ask. She's backing away from this fucking guy.
Yeah.
It's all in the
No.
face.
Yes or no?
David, I'm sorry. I can't. I'm sorry.
Oh.
The answer's no.
No.
She said no.
Like, stop saying it, dude.
Look at the guys in the
Stop
dugout
saying
are
it,
like,
please.
"Fuck."
I
I
heard
don't
of the
think we've ever had this happen before.
He looks so embarrassed. Oh, they're like on the big screen in the stadium.
UCLA.
Yes is the answer. Yes.
She walked away.
Okay.
Wow. She's running around. Where
Like, okay. They could have at least
Okay,
said yes
here's the
until
thing.
after they were
Thank you.
off screen.
Thank you.
I don't know,
When
it's-
you do
either
a
way,
big,
it's brutal because now
No.
he's going into that
Yeah.
like, fuck yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but-
be married.
yeah,
And
but
then,
when
nope,
you do
it's Chuck Testa.
when you do something that big, like in terms of like at like a football game or a baseball game or like something that you know is being broadcasted, at least have the common decency to say yes, like right then. You know what I mean?
for
I mean
sure.
that's
Yeah.
so
Talk about it later.
embarrassing.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean,
So if
oh
it
my
was just a
God.
stranger, it was just like, will you marry me? We
Well,
just say
okay,
yes.
that's obviously different.
Yeah, Danny.
But that's
That is your
different.
name.
Like if they're saying, I don't know you, that's a little different.
Honestly, though, like what I feel bad about is like these guys that are clearly in love with these women and like, but have no idea that they do not feel the same way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's just sad.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
I mean, like be 100% honest. You knew I was gonna say yes, regardless.
I was pretty confident that you were going to say yes, but then when you said "fuck you" and ran away from me, that confidence was like
It dwindled quickly.
well, that was a fucking lie.
Whoops.
So, all right.
Whoops.
I only have one
It's just
last
'cause I
thing
panicked.
to talk
I
about
really
here. So
panicked.
thank God none of that. Thank God that didn't happen to me. That's why I did not want a lot of eyes though.
Oh, stop it.
I feel like if you're not confident that they're gonna say yes, you might want to not do it in front of a crowd.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean,
You
these,
probably don't want to do
these
it
guys
anyway if
are
you
like,
weren't sure they're going to say.
Well, right.
yeah, but they
but-
obviously think they're going to.
But that one
Yeah.
guy only
That makes
knew her
me
for
feel
3
so
months. So
bad.
what the fuck does he know?
He apparently
that
thought
point.
that
Billy
she
knows
was.
what the fuck the color of her eyes are.
Probably doesn't even know her social.
You don't even know my social.
Yeah, I do.
Alex
is it?
doesn't
It's,
even know his own social.
It's 420
Nope.
69.
Nope. No.
Okay. All right. All of you are familiar with this, right?
Oh no.
Familiar with what, Josh?
Oh god. Please stop it, Joshua.
18 naked cowboys in the showers at Ram Ranch.
big head driving cocks wanted to be sucked.
Oh my god, no! Why did you
naked cowboys wanted to be fucked.
Okay.
They're getting straight up ear raped right now.
Yeah, that was rough.
You always stop it. You didn't stop it.
Well, there's a reason why I didn't stop it.
No, but look at my look at my audio. Look at your audio.
Oh my god, it's the
No.
Look how calm we are. Look how calm we are. Like, yeah, cowboy stuff. Well,
why?
I have something that you may like, Emily, related to this. It's a clean version of Ram Ranch. So,
Happy friends at a slumber party.
18 happy friends at a slumber party.
all right, here you go. This is it.
"18 happy friends at a slumber party. Big fat fluffy pillows wanting to be hugged. 18 friends wanting to love. Happy friends at a slumber party. On their feet wanting to pillow fight. Slumber parties are alright. Happy friends with their pillows super soft. Happy friends about to have a dance-off. Big, happy, friendly friends.
Friendly friends.
Sleeping at the slumber party, telling scary stories in their beds, like a book wanting to be read. Hugging each other, it's getting real deep. Friends even kissing on the cheeks. Slumber parties are alright. Friends love pillow fights.
The Kids Pop version.
Yeah.
18 happy friends
my
at a
gosh.
slumber party. Big fat fluffy pillows.
Yeah, you get the point. There you go.
Oh.
Wow, I love it.
Yeah, I like it.
I love it. Ain't no big iron
like it.
on it, too, but
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow. Well, there you go. Did you like that version better?
Are you looking at me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, hold on. Let's
No,
see
just
what-
kidding.
let's see what the
Yeah.
audio has for us.
No.
Yeah, see, look. The way I see it, these voices are like your vitals, right? Here you're like, okay. And then we get into real Ram Ranch territory, and you're about to have a heart attack.
Yeah, Emily and I both died a little inside.
There you go. So, well, hey, we made it. Episode 27. We're done. We made it to the end here.
Thank you.
I
Yeah, these attract it. I don't know.
What?
She had fuzz on her pants and I picked it off.
I'm trying to end the show. All right, I
We
could wait
literally
5.
always just have our own little conversations over here.
Well, yeah, because whenever I'm listening to it, you can just hear in the background like,
oh, the fuzz is everywhere. It's in my
Is that what we sound like?
ear and
Why am I so nasally?
So anyway,
fat man.
we made it. Barely. This one's gonna come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, I
On
guess
the
today for
30th.
them. Yeah, it doesn't matter to them. But
Hey, you know what today is?
Sunday.
The 30th is?
Today's not the 30th.
When this comes out.
Is it even the 30th then? Is today the 29th?
Yes.
it is.
I don't know.
Yes.
What day
It is National Bicarbonate of Soda Day.
What?
That
Do you know
really
what that
rocks.
is?
Yeah, it's
Wow.
baking soda.
You're right. It's baking soda.
Why is that a day?
I don't know. But baking soda is pretty, essential to some recipes.
Yeah, but let me just tell you, baking soda tastes like shit.
Wait, you tried it on its own?
No, like if you don't have any Tums, you can drink like water and baking soda,
I didn't
and it
know
works the
that.
same way.
Huh.
Sodium bicarbonate, yeah.
The more you know.
Aren't you tired of not having enough Tums?
Which is why, like when you mix it with something that's acidic, like vinegar, it foams.
Yes, it is a neutralizer.
It is, which is why it makes you burp.
Wow.
Okay, let's just. He did that, right? We're in the car and he did that sound. Do it.
Which one?
He did that, but I know what comes after it, and I went, just do it.
Lisa.
But
Alex, you have to do yours.
That's what it was. Is like he got. It starts up, he just goes, and then he goes, homie. And I went, just do it. And he went, homie. And I went, do the second part. Bark. Bark.
Lisa.
Yeah, they did all of it.
Oh my god.
Oh wow.
We
we got it.
Yeah, we got it.
So happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We actually are going to have another episode come out New Year's Day.
Yeah.
You think New Year's Day, or is it exclusive content?
It's gonna come out New Year's Day. I'm guessing.
See you next year. Or see you next decade.
We'll see how well. If we can get 30 listens before New Year's Day, then it'll be exclusive content. But if we only get one guy that listens to us, then I'm not going to do any exclusive content because nobody's going to ever listen to it.
Okay.
Right? We'll talk about it. It's either going to come out New Year's Day or we'll see you next Monday, which is the oh God, I thought I was prepared, but I'm not.
6th. It's the 6th.
The 6th.
So thanks everyone for listening, and
it's been great.
Guardians out. Sorry, I've been listening to
what?
What?
Oh my God!
I'm listening to this Destiny podcast.
Yeah. Oh,
Destiny or
Fire
Guardians
team.
out.
I was listening to a Star Trek podcast, and they're always talking to you like you're a captain. So it's all right, captains, and it's just like
Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of. All right, captains. Yeah.
Okay, let's end it before we offend people. More people.
All right, captains. We'll see you on the 6th. All right, Ram Ranch.
Tagger it.
Tagger it.
Tagger it.
Tagger it.
End it. Ah, God.
18 happy friends at a slumber party. Big fat fluffy pillows wanting to be hugged. 18 friends wanting to love. Happy friends at a slumber party. On their feet wanting to pillow fight. Slumber parties are alright. Happy friends with their